this is reviewing for Noob's team. So I watched the first 2 minutes of this already, and I wrote down a handful of things. So I want to go over this just so that you know what I'm going to be looking for as we are playing. So the first thing is knowing that we have the three positions with the guy on the ball, the second man off the ball, and the third man. I want to focus on knowing those three positions, and you guys do seem to know that. I do see you guys in position a lot of the time. The problem is everything else. So whenever we have time and the ball's coming to us, when we're in that position, can we find an angle that if the ball's here, that we draw a straight line from us towards the ball to the net, so that we don't have to make any shots that are angled or that are subpar, because the strongest and most accurate and fastest shots will be just going in a straight line wherever the ball is. But in order to do that, you need to have the proper spacing. So you guys are in the general right position, but a difference of 5 feet makes a big difference for the angle. Pathing, so whenever we're out of position and we're rotating back, are we aware of what space is now our teammate space and it's no longer our space? And the general rule of thumb is to not rotate down the sideline, but to always turn back towards the center and rotate back towards the center, because the ball is going to be coming down the sidelines and the teammates are going to need space to move up the field and challenge that ball. You don't want to get in their way. Efficiency as far as our position, so especially if we're getting countered and we have two people back, that means that the third guy who's coming back from up top should be looking to turn around as quick as possible as soon as we get a defensive clear so that we can maintain the pressure. We need to make better challenges overall, all three people. Whenever we're going for a defensive challenge, let's really calculate what's a dangerous ball that we need to challenge and what's a ball that we can wait and let them hit it and then react to that hit. So let's just go over, with that in mind, let's go start going over the review. So even right here, I think we can improve the quality of this hit, because notice how it doesn't really do much and now our teammate's going for it. So if if you were reading this play a little bit more accurately, and as you come up, you put your brakes on right here because it's rolling up the wall. Blue team's coming at it from a really nice angle. It's very possible that he could bang this really far, so I would want to set up right here. And now if he messes up, notice how I have the distance to boost out and then boost back in and go for a shot that goes towards the back wall, or even a shot on the ground, or like a low aerial shot. So just by adjusting our position 5 feet, that's a little bit more back, we can now find that angle and actually round out and go for the hit that we want that goes towards the center. Because as much as we can, we should be trying to do that, because any ball that goes on target or right around the target is going to be a lot more dangerous for them to clear. And the same thing happens with Axe. So notice how he's kind of rushing this when he doesn't really need to. So if I was Axe, the first thing I noticed was that he had a lot of boost here. Where is it? So he has 70 boost whenever this ball is hit. If I have 70 boost, that ball's hit, I want to boost out quickly and get in this position as quick as I can. So instead of being there, we could be here with 50 boost. And now when this ball is hit, I can judge and I can say, okay, he has a chance to fall on it. I'm going to wait to see what happens. Now he misses it, and now I challenge it, and now I can get the hit off the sidewall that floats up towards the center. This was the pathing I was talking about. So now we're all pushed up. We have one guy in the back, which is nice. So let's see what you do. I like this bump play by Axe, but as soon as you land, you should be telling yourself that this space is no longer your space to be in, and you should come out towards the center and get back behind Martini, because this following ball, he's going to have the best angle. And if you're just sitting around here, it's going to kind of waste a position, and it's going to confuse Noob up top. So ideally, this ball comes down, Martini's going to challenge it, Axe is going to get behind and cover the center of the goal. Noob is going to swing back and stay out here and be ready. If Martini pushes it and he loses it, then Noob can come behind. But if Martini makes a good hit, Noob can stay up here and challenge the next ball. So let's see what we all could have done. So instead of Alex coming down here, or Axe coming down here, he could push up to the center. Martini, you're doing perfect. You're coming out from a really nice angle and getting a good hit. And Noob, instead of doing that last flip, I would have stayed on the ground and circled out here. That way, when this ball is coming up, now we can be in this position and just wait to see what happens. Now he challenges it. Now he makes that touch, and now we can challenge him right here in a really advantageous challenge for us. Instead, we go all the way back to the net before we push up, and now we're challenging it, and it's good that you challenged it here, but it's not as good as challenging it all the way up there. Axe, you're the third man, and you need to realize that right here you're the third man, and you need to buy your teammates time and cover the center. So let's see how much boost you had before. So you had 0 boost. Now you have 100. As soon as you get 100, I would use that boost and come back towards the center and get back here, because this is not a dangerous ball. Jay is going to shoot the ball, and he's coming at it from a really bad angle, and I think he would have missed it if you would have let him. And then as soon as he missed it and it bounces on the ground, now you have all day in the world to go for the best angle and go for a shot or hit off the backboard. So recognize you're the third man. Don't just do this to where you give the ball to them and now you wasted all your boost and now you have to come all the way back. That's a wasted effort. So we could have fixed that just by being the third man, holding the space, and reacting to them missing the ball. Dictating that it's not a dangerous ball, we can wait for them to hit it. So this is a good position for everybody. Slightly like the right idea. So we have one guy on the ball. Noob is covering just in case blue misses. He'll be the first one to challenge. Axe, you have the right idea, but again, I would be cheating over towards the center just to cover this a little bit better, because if Jay hits it to the right, you're going to make an awkward challenge. If you're in the center, you can actually pick and choose. You can put it to the side or go for a shot or lay it to your right. And Martini is in a decent position. If I was Martini, I would start getting back here, because this is telling me that there's no chance in hell that the ball is going to the right side, so I would cover all the way back here. So Noob does a good job of forcing a decision. As he's up here, it's going to force this blue player to play it, but we need to recognize that as it's happening. So Axe, if I was you, I'd be right here, and then I would say, okay, Noob's going to pressure, and Zone is going to be forced to hit it to the left somewhere. So I'm going to wait right here, and as soon as he hits that ball, I'm going to be ready to go, because I know exactly where it's going. So I can start moving, and as soon as he makes that touch, now we challenge right here. So even though Noob was kind of in between two places, he forced this decision. We should be able to read that forced decision and punish him for it right here. So again, what it looks like is I think Noob did a fine job, but as soon as this position happens, we should be ready to turn and move, and now we are here, and now we want to read that ball. And it's based off the knowledge that Noob is forcing that decision because he's so close. Because we don't want to let him get away with that bad touch, and now he has a second touch, and now he beat us, and we make a crappy clear. Instead, let's read that touch, be ready for it, and challenge him right there. And if we can't, this is unfortunate. Martini, if I was you, it's still not a bad situation yet. If I was you, I'd come all the way back in the net and let him have that shot and turn around and wait to see what happens. That way, if he makes that hit, I can wait right here. He makes the second hit, and now I'm following it out from here. Noob will see me, and I can make a decent clear. But Noob has to make a bad clear because he's in a bad position. We don't have to make this rushed hit. We have all this time in the world. Let's take care of this ball. Instead of hitting it up and under, let's get on this angle and let's hit it forward as hard as we can, so that we get it close to the sidewall and the ball path will be something like this. But we want to take care of the ball whenever we clear it, so that if you're clearing it and it's immediately causing a really dangerous situation for us, then we want to be able to fix that. So if you are going to pass that, I would be really focused about that and make a really soft hit. I would make a really soft hit so that the ball lands out here and Martini can actually run onto it and have a good chance. But no one's really ready for it, and it's kind of a bad situation. Really good job by Noob Noob. Actually, the third man, if we're in our own half, we're in defense, the third man has to be behind the line. That way he can wait right here. As soon as that ball is hit, now we have this angle, and now we can push out from the center and hit it forward without hitting it into our own corner. Because notice how that challenge really doesn't do anything for us and we get scored on. So just by being in the net, we can avoid that whole thing by challenging it from a better angle and not just giving it right back to them. So even right here, this is good spacing, especially by Noob Noob. The only thing is right here, let's really think about it. Blue team is the closest to this ball. This pass is not that good, and we should know that, okay, if we challenge this, we're going to 100% lose it because of how far away we are and because of how easy it is for the blue team to get it. So if you just put on your brakes, he would have passed it right to you, and now you have the open shot. So just is noticing these things from back here, you have the proper spacing. Now you just have to look at it really critically and say, you know what, that's a bad pass. I'm going to wait for blue team to hit it, and now he's going to give me a free ball, and I can go for the easy shot. And this was a little rushed. So Noob Noob, I would not go for this ball, and I would just turn away and let Axe handle this because as long as it's rolling up the wall, we have all this time. Axe would have been, if he would have took his time, he would have been able to go around this wall and hit it towards the goal. Or if you really wanted to do that, Noob Noob, then you could have done that. You could have gone down here and hit the ball going forward. But we don't need to rush this and just give it right back to them. This is all pathing. So as soon as you make that hit, Martini, we should not be moving as much. We should just be putting on the brakes right here. That way, if Martini's here, Noob Noob can turn around right here, and Axe can be rotating back towards the center. Instead of going down the sideline, he should be coming down the center. This is another one. We have a lot of time, and we're just going to give it away. See how that doesn't do anything for us? I wouldn't worry about the challenge. I could see why you went for it, so it's fine because it's closest to you. That guy just had a good read on it. This is a really bad challenge because look what they're doing. It's not dangerous. They're hitting it into their corner. They have no angle on the goal. So instead of challenging this Martini, I would come back to the front post, let him hit off that wall, and now I have this clear, and now we're going the other way, and we're on a breakaway. This is the better challenge. Um, and this is the right idea. We're holding that center. I would still like for you to stay in the net as this is happening so that when this ball comes out, look at the angle that you can create just from holding here. You could probably get a shot on goal. So this is like a missed goal opportunity just by, again, staying in the net. We open up that angle and now we can actually have a shot on goal. Noob Noob, we have so much time, you don't need to rush this. You're rotating back. Again, if Martini's pushed up, I would rotate from back here so that when that ball pops up, look at the angle I have. I can let this bounce on the ground and go for a bounce shot, or I could go for a quick aerial and try and get it on the back post. Okay, good job on Martini. This time you're in the net, but now we're not recognizing how much time we have. In this situation, I would let it hit off the wall, let it bounce forward, and go for a clear because, again, why do I want to just hit it into the corner and give it right back to them? If they're giving it to me, let's let them hit it off the wall, let it come down. Now we let it bounce, and now we hit it going forward. Nice try. This is a bad play by Axe. You have to recognize that you're the third man and need to hold your space for your teammates. So if you're right here, I would turn back out here. I would wait back here because my two teammates are up top. Now when that ball is hit, now I can challenge it from right here and I can keep it in their half. Let's see if we take our time. So instead of going for a flick, if you feel like you can't get a good clear right here, Axe, then I would make a soft touch, the softest of touches, get the ball on the ground and let it roll, get on the inside of the ball and go for a 50-50. But if you can't get a good clear, go for a 50-50 and let your teammates come back. Noob, you should be coming all the way back and you should be behind the line. No, this should not happen where there's a gap as this guy is going for a bad challenge. That way, if you're back here, now the ball's here and now we have an easy clear. So that's a whole lot of information, but this, and we don't need to watch the rest of the game just to kind of, just to really think about what we need to do. Spacing, when we're covering each other, let's read the play more accurately. Let's be more central and a little bit like 10 more feet back. That way, when that ball comes to us, we can really pick and choose which ball we go for. And when we do go for it, let's try to round out and go for shots. As we're rotating back, let's be aware of where our teammates are, and let's get out of their position so that we have one guy challenging it from a nice position, one guy rotating back towards net, and the third guy who's all the way up top should be rotating back central so that he can react to having to cover back in goal or turn around and challenge early. Defensively, if they're giving us the ball and we have time, let it bounce and roll out in front so that we can clear it going forward. And let's always have a third man behind the line facing the play. Let's be really cautious about balls on the wall. Let's not just hit it and go for a bad aerial. Let's control it and let's really try to get a solid hit going straight down the line. Or let's take it down and go for a bounce shot if they give us that much time. Or let's control it. If we can't do either of those, let's go for 50-50 and buy our teammates time to rotate back. And then the third thing is knowing what ball not to go for. If you're in position, but it's a bad ball, it's a bad pass, and the blue team is just on the ball, they're the closest ones to it, let's hold that space, let them hit it, and punish them for making that clear. We miss a lot of goal opportunities for those three main reasons. So again, that's adjusting our spacing so that we're a little more central and a little bit further back so that we can round out and get the hits that we want towards goal. When we're pathing back, let's make sure that we're organized so that we know who's on what ball, and let's get out of the person's way by covering towards the center. Let's take care of the ball on the wall and not just hit it back towards the center. Let's either control it and hit it down, go for a hit on the ground, or go for a 50-50. And the final thing being trying to dictate what's dangerous and what's not. If they're hitting it into the corner, again, we can let them hit it into the corner, hold that centered position, and then just easily clear it. If it's a bad pass offensively and the blue team's going to get it, let's just hold that space in the center, let them hit it right to us, and go for that shot and go for those easy goals. Let's just look at the goal that you guys had to see what led to it. I'm curious. Really good spacing. This should be Axe's ball. Axe has a shot on the goal. Noob shouldn't get this. Yeah, that all could have been so much better. So this is communication. Who has the best angle? Axe can say, okay, I got it. And he can go for the shot, the bounce shot right here. Good patience by Axe, though. I don't like that. It's so rushed. Like, we can let that ball come to us. We can let it hit off the wall. And then we can let Noob hit it on the ground. Which is kind of what happens. And it worked out. So it's like the same play that would have happened. He just kind of made a good pass for it. And let's see why we got scored on. We rushed the clear. We really didn't need to rush it, but let's see why we're out of position. Good hit by Alex. Noob, your third man. I would be holding all the way back here in the net. That way when that ball's hit, Now you can actually hit it the way you want. Martini, I would put on my brakes real quick. If it bounces and no one's on it, now I can control it and go for the hit I want, and I'll just hit it right to them. Axe, this is your ball. Noob's in net. That's nice. Noob, you should stay in net and not move and not challenge. Yeah, you're doing all this moving and now you're in a bad position. I would stay back here. That way when he goes for that shot, now you can get the block. So yeah, more of the same. And that's all I got for you guys for now.